We got a long day ahead of us. We had 3 or 4 tattoos lined up. I'm not actually sure, but yeah, first up we were doing this spiderweb piece as a gap filler. I did a previous piece on this client before, and it was so cool to see how much he'd filled out in between the time we get this first session into this one. And I was glad he came back to get this filler right here. This spiderweb, it was super bold. We were loving it. Of course, had to freehand a little bit of the stencil to kind of extend it to fill the gap, but yeah, it came out so sick. Quickly fills that spot. Can't wait to see what else he does with the rest of the arm. Next client came all the way from New Zealand. He was on a trip and decided to come out and stop in Austin to get this horse piece done. That's honestly the furthest somebody's traveled to get a tattoo by me. It was also his first tattoo, so we made sure to get the placement exactly right, and boom, this is how it came out. Love all the detail, love the boldness. All right, next up we were doing this scorpion piece on the ribs. This was actually a 2-for-1 piece, so we started off with the harder placement for sure. The ribs are never fun to do, especially this dark, but it came out super fire. Then we headed up to the shoulder area where we were doing these 2 doves. Of course, my hand was in the way when we were pulling the stencil, but regardless, this is how it came out. We had a pretty empty arm, so we definitely could work with some more stuff later, but yeah, we were super happy with the placement and how it all came out. Love running these pieces. All right, next up we were doing this sword piece on the forearm right here. I mean, just look at that. It came out so nice. We've done a few like that before, but this was the first one for him. And then last for the day, we did this bird on his wrist right here. We were super stoked on everything came out, and yeah, that was my